Guys, I don't know why I do this to myself, but for some reason, I've decided to sit down in front of the camera today and record what will probably be a very controversial video. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is ThePromG. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now, as you can tell by the title today, we are talking about Manga Deluxe editions, which is a topic I've talked about a couple times. And you know, the reception on those videos has not always been the most positive. And I don't know why, but something in the back of my head just kept nagging me on to record this video. So today we're going to be talking about the brand new announcement of the Mobile Suit Gundam the Origin Deluxe editions. I'm going to briefly go over everything we know about this release thus far. I'm going to talk about why I think it might be a good idea, and then I'm going to get off my chest some reasons why I think that this is just kind of a stupid, pointless release that I don't see a whole lot of purpose in. And before we get any farther into the video, I just want to say that no matter how it comes off to you watching at home, this isn't meant to be me getting up here and just complaining or telling you what's right, what should happen. This is more so just an attempt for me getting some thoughts out of my head and starting a conversation with you guys to get your opinions down on the comments below. Feel free to agree or disagree with me. Either is fine, so long as it's done respectfully. But hopefully you do enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. But without any further ado, let's get into talking about this new deluxe manga release. So this weekend it was revealed that there will be a brand new deluxe edition coming out for the series Mobile Suit Gundam the Origin. Now, I'm not sure if Kodansha, the publisher, explicitly revealed this themselves, but you can see all sorts of listings on Penguin Random House, Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. The list goes on with all the details. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Mobile Suit Gundam the Origin, or Gundam in general, this is basically a retelling of the original Gundam anime in manga format, kind of like a little bit of a prequel, getting deeper into some of the characters' lives and the events surrounding the plot. And I'll keep it real, guys, this is one of my all-time favorite sci-fi manga. I mean, everything about it, from the story to the cast of characters, I just fell in love with. I mean, honestly, I cannot recommend this series enough, but we'll go ahead and get into the actual details of this release that we have so far. So this first deluxe edition is coming in at 880 pages. I mean, taking a look at the Vinland Saga Deluxe Edition from Kodansha as well, that thing clocked in at less than 700 pages. So we're getting over 100 more pages in this one book. Speaking of how big they are, the listings list these volumes at 7.5 by 10 inches tall, so roughly the same size as the Kodansha deluxes we have so far and other deluxes that have been released from other publishers. One thing that is kind of surprising that I will have some thoughts about later in the video is the cover, which I'm not 100% sure is confirmed 100%, but I would be pretty surprised if it changed up too much. We have this blue cover here for the first volume. You can see the artwork that kind of mirrors the artwork of the first hardcover that we got from Vertical. And finally, the release date for this first volume is slated to be August 12th, 2025. So it's coming up this year, in a few months away, obviously, but still pretty soon on the horizon. All right, so now that we've gotten all the black and white details out of the way, let's get into some opinions, which is what you came here for. So before I start digging into this thing, I want to say there are a few reasons why I think that this could potentially be a good move for Kodansha to put out this deluxe edition of this series. The first being that, of course, deluxe editions are just hot right now. I said this in my I don't care about deluxe editions video years ago, but for the past several years, even at that point, deluxe editions were just obviously the trend that the market was moving in. I think it was Dark Horse that released the Berserk Deluxe. That was kind of the first of its kind, which saw immense success. I mean, you look at anyone's manga collection who has that series, there's a pretty good chance they're gonna have that super deluxe expensive version of the series. The second reason I think this could be a success is that Gundam fans specifically are some of the craziest motherfuckers in this entire hobby. I mean, you look at a Gundam collector, they go ham. I mean, they spend a lot of money. They want to have the best of the best version to experience these series, whether it be manga or especially Blu-rays. I mean, hell, I literally listed a Gundam Seed Blu-ray on eBay a couple weeks ago for like $100, and I shit you not, it sold within 2 minutes of me putting the listing up. So it's no secret that Gundam fans are absolutely ravenous and they want to support the IP that they love. And there's nothing wrong with that. I personally think that anything Gundam and Deluxe just goes hand in hand for success. And the last reason that I think that this deluxe edition coming out could potentially be a good thing is that a lot of more people will likely be getting into this series, which, like I said, I think is one of the greatest sci-fi manga ever created. You know, it's a lot easier for a manga consumer, especially new ones, to see some of the hype or the announcement of a new deluxe edition and get excited about that rather than some old hardcovers from like a decade ago. This seems like the big new thing. It's sure to generate a lot more excitement. But now we're gonna get into the reasons that I'm making this video in the first place. I didn't sit down here just to give some lukewarm, agreeable takes. I want to get into the reasons why this deluxe edition announcement has kind of left me feeling a little bit mixed, uninspired, and feeling like this whole thing is just kind of pointless. And the first and foremost reason is that the current edition of Mobile Suit Gundam the Origin is notoriously one of the best manga releases we've ever got. I actually brought out the first volume that I have here. Obviously I have the full set. And man, just look at this thing. Not only does it look absolutely beautiful, but everything from the way this reads and feels, in my opinion, is absolute perfection. For those of you who have never held one of these in your hand, I'll try my best to describe it, but it's like almost has this smooth, rubbery, high quality feel to the cover. The pages are just beautiful, like printer quality, high quality, super dark blacks and white whites. You cannot find better pages, I don't think, anywhere in any manga release. You also get these very nice watercolor pages, hand inked, obviously, in this series, which I would be shocked if they did not return in these deluxe editions, but it's always a possibility. But the point is, you get it all in this hardcover. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that one thing I said in my why I don't care about deluxe editions is that deluxes are so heavy and cumbersome to read. This, while it is a heavier book, is so much more compact and easily readable. Just, in my opinion, so much better reading experience that doesn't sacrifice any of the quality you'd already get in a deluxe edition. Which ultimately begs the question, what is the point of this release in the first place? You guys may not know, but I am a marketing professional, and one of the big things with marketing is solving consumer pain points and providing them unique value. Now, for all the things I just said about this Mobile Suit Gundam the Origin hardcover that we already have, those are opinions, but I feel like most people would agree that this is about as perfect as you can get with a current manga release. So then coming back to these deluxe editions, what exactly is Kodansha trying to solve, or what new value are they trying to provide to consumers? You know, with some other deluxe editions, that pain point would be the series is out of print. You know, with Kodansha actually just announcing Mushishi deluxe editions, which is a series that is notoriously hard to find. Sets would go for upwards of like $1,000 on eBay, and now that problem is being solved by this new edition. Another consumer pain point could be poor quality. You know, if a series is only in single volumes that are maybe poor quality, or even something like the Vinland Saga hardcovers, which I personally think are pretty nice. But when you're able to upgrade to a much nicer edition with the Vinland Saga Deluxes, you know, people are going to find unique value in that. And for the life of me, I just cannot imagine what this new deluxe edition will bring to the table besides, you know, just maybe being a little bit bigger and having maybe a leather cover or something like that. But ultimately, these things don't feel like worthwhile upgrades that would sway consumers into buying this new, very expensive version of the series that is already out in a beautiful edition at half the price. And the next reason that I'm a little bit hesitant on these new deluxes, I'm sure a lot of you guys will agree with me. Actually, take that back. I'm positive you'll agree with me. You can say I'm wrong on any of these other points. If you say I'm wrong on this one, you're just lying. But that is the cover and the spine. Now, again, not 100% confirmed that this blue cover I showed off earlier is going to be the final end-all be-all cover, but man, I can't imagine it being too much different. And even if it is a little bit different, comparing it to the covers and especially the beautiful colorful spines on these hardcovers is just going to be a massive step down any way you slice it. And going back to my video on why I don't care about deluxe editions, one of the points was I find deluxe editions always just kind of downgrade the aesthetic value of the volumes themselves. And man, I cannot think of a bigger downgrade than what will potentially be with going from these hardcovers to these boring monocolor deluxes that just have none of the soul or the beauty that these original releases have. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert by any means on the manga industry. I'm purely a consumer, but you know, it just kind of feels like these resources that are going towards pushing out this deluxe edition could be much better spent with other ventures, whether it be, getting another Kodansha or vertical series, a deluxe edition that would benefit from this deluxe treatment so much more, or even, spending these resources on licensing new manga, maybe even some Gundam manga that we don't have here in English physical print. Gundam fans are always looking to buy that kind of stuff, so maybe bring that over would be a successful venture too. Now, again, I don't have the analytics or the insight, so maybe that's not a good idea. I just feel like those resources could be spent getting more value to the consumers rather than just these tiny things with this deluxe edition. We could be getting so much more from what Kodansha is probably putting in. And it kind of brings me full circle to the title of this video: have deluxe editions gone too far? Now, obviously, anytime we get a new manga printing, it's really hard to be a bad thing. And hopefully my manic ranting throughout this video has portrayed the fact that I am not disappointed or mad that this release is coming out. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a net benefit for all manga readers and the entire community. And to me, it feels like that's kind of the way the manga market is heading, very slowly, where, eventually every manga series will have some big, expensive, extravagant release, when in all reality, do we really need them? And honestly, the answer to that question is one that I don't have. It's going to be subjective to your opinions and what you value, but this whole Mobile Suit Gundam the Origin Deluxe Edition has really just got me thinking. I can't stop thinking about it. Is this really something that's necessary for the manga collector community? So I want you guys to go in the comments below. Let me know, not only are you going to pick this up, but even if you're not, do you think this is something that we even need as a manga community? Also, bonus question, but if you could pick any manga to receive a deluxe edition that does not already have one, what would it be? Mine would probably be Gantz, obviously, which would be one of the very few manga deluxe editions I would actually go out and buy. But ultimately, just let me know your thoughts on this whole situation down in the comments below. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say and to respond to you guys down in the comments. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for joining me here today. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. So yeah, this has been ThePromG. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, hope to catch you in the next one.